Have you ever sent a meeting invite complete with meeting agenda to several of your colleagues, and a minute later one of those colleagues writes back asking you for the meeting agenda you just sent? I'm guessing yes, because people misreading your writing is an unfortunate fact of life in workplace communication. Sure, you could blame your busy, distracted colleagues for misreadings like these, but blaming your colleagues for being busy and distracted is like blaming water for being wet. Everyone is busy and distracted at work. So to avoid these misunderstandings, you need to cut through the noise. And one of the best ways to achieve this goal is by repeating yourself strategically. Variety may be the spice of life, but it is the bane of workplace writing. So in this video, we'll discuss 2 easy tips for how you can use strategic repetition of keywords and key ideas to ensure your readers understand your writing. But before we discuss strategic repetition in depth, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. For the next few months, my colleagues and I in the Management Communication Center at the University of Florida will be posting actionable tips on workplace communication. By subscribing, you can also keep up with all the cool stuff going on at UF's Warrington College of Business. My first tip is surprisingly simple. Use the same language to describe the same concept or term throughout your message. In other words, minimize your use of both pronouns and synonyms to represent the most important concepts or items in your message. If, for instance, you're talking about a particular fund multiple times throughout your message, avoid replacing the word fund with alternatives like allocation, reserve, or resources. If you're talking about a printer, avoid replacing the word printer with the pronoun it or synonyms like the device. And if you're talking about buying something, steer clear of similar words like purchase or acquisition. Strategically repeating the names of important concepts or items helps you maintain your readers' focus on those concepts and items. This strategy works by minimizing the amount of effort it takes for your readers to process your writing. Every time you change the language that you use to describe an important concept or item, you're effectively asking your reader to make a connection. You're asking them, in short, to grasp that fund and allocation refer to the same thing, that printer and it refer to the same thing, that buying and purchase refer to the same thing, and so on. My second tip is this: repeat key information in different strategic locations. If you're writing a short email, reiterate your key point using similar language in both your subject line and the beginning of your message. If you're writing a longer message, reiterate your key point using similar language at both the beginning and the end of the text. And if you address the same point in multiple paragraphs, try putting that point at the beginning of one paragraph and the end of another. This tip works because people read messages differently. Some folks fixate on email subject lines. Some folks focus all their attention on intros. Some folks are conclusion readers. Some folks skim the start of paragraphs, and some folks skim the end of paragraphs. So by putting key information in different locations, you maximize the likelihood that readers of all stripes find and notice your key points. Now, some of you might be wondering, won't this approach make my writing feel tedious and repetitive? And for you, it most certainly will. But remember, most of your readers won't consume your message the way that you do. They won't see, they won't read, they will not think about every word that you painstakingly put on the page. Instead, they will blast through your message, skimming your writing for key points with at most minimal attention to the variety of your prose. For these readers, making your most important concepts and items obvious is key. And you can achieve that goal through strategic repetition. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for checking out these tips for how you can use strategic repetition to avoid routine miscommunication at work. If these tips have worked for you, or if you have other great tips to share, please let us know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to learn more ways to improve your workday by communicating like an expert, and keep an eye out for more communication tips from me and my colleagues at the University of Florida's Management Communication Center.